Keith actually suffers from a reputation it doesn't quite deserve.
When this project first started, quite a few locals thought that it was a den of iniquity. It was just not a place where you would send your young people. But the kids loved coming here because they could drop in, drop out. They didn't want something that was structured.
Quite often when you get kids who are using a village hall, they must be very careful that they don't damage the floor because somebody else will be coming in, and they mustn't do that because somebody else will be coming in. It's not theirs. So the idea was that there was a big space that they could actually rattle around and throw things in, if that's what they want to do and they're happy and enjoying themselves.
The drop-in's the main activity. It brings in the biggest numbers, so it's a comfortable place for them to come and ask for help.
Can I speak to you for a quick minute, please?
You tend to find that each separate agency or organisation is dealing with a particular bit of crisis. So you have a housing crisis or a mental crisis or a learning crisis. And they are funded to deal with that, and then you have to be passed on to something else. And we very deliberately try not to do that.
Okay, so you've got £93 for 2 weeks, but you don't get your money till
I mean, Jean's an intensive support worker, so they come in closer if they feel they need to be closer. The kids come and go to her, or to us, as it were. I believe in England they're calling this the trusted adult concept.
How are you supposed to cook at the moment? No cooker, no washing machine.
No fridge.
No fridge. So at the end of the day, it's kind of keep popping back and forth. She knows that she can come in at any time and scrounge a cup of tea and something to eat.
If kids feel that they're about ready to move away and do other things, then they do. You don't hang on to them.
Anything else that needs washing?
But if they want to come back, they come back.
The restaurant was a different story altogether.
I used to be a chef at Disneyland.
That was us being very brave. We knew that funding would run out. After 3 years, 4 years of funding, no funders want to keep funding the same projects. No matter how much you evolve as a project and no matter how many new things you do.
Leasing a hall or renting a hall, you're never going to make a lot of money from it. So you've got to find other ways of getting income. But the two things came almost side by side. The restaurant was available. The idea of setting up a trading arm had been mooted several times. So the two things kind of happened in conjunction. Because we own the assets, because we own Craighursts and we own the Loft building, that gives us security. And I think it also gives us security of the fact that we're going to exist, we're going to continue to exist because we own the building.
It was another asset owned by the community that was ours to do with as things were needed. The other reason was there was potential income from it.
Always use self-raising flour.
And the third reason was because the training opportunities that you can get started through a restaurant are phenomenal. And we're very, very fussy that we have only young people that are willing to go a stage above the kind of jobs that are always going to give them minimum wage, because we want them to leave us after a year or so and then go out and do fantastic things in the world.
I don't really think of it as a charity case or a social enterprise. I think of it as a business.
Food away!
We've got 2 trainees with us at present. One is Laura Hall. Then we've got a young boy called John Longmore.
Right, John, you can wait out.
Who had never held a knife or worked in a kitchen in his life before. And he is doing a modern apprenticeship. Any profits that we make, once we run it as a commercial enterprise, is then ploughed back into the Loft Youth Trust. We don't have shareholders. Our shareholders are the kids at Keith. So profits that we make here help support the drop-in, help support the courses that they run.
Do you know how often you'll get a bill? What about crisis loan?
I've got £20 crisis loan.
Help support the fact that there is a facility such as the Loft Youth Trust in Keith.
I think we know we're successful because the kids accept us as part of being the culture.
We don't just stop with the young people. We want to make sure that anybody who touches this project grows in themselves and the skills that they have to put back into their community.